Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 7 of Re:Zero. As a lot of you guys know, psychological is my absolute number one favorite genre in any type of media, not just anime. And this is a perfect example as to why psychological anime and media in general is my favorite, but also probably the best out there. Because with this episode of Re:Zero, you really saw the writing, man. The writing, the script, whoever came up with the script or the mangaka and stuff like that, like the writing, everything about this episode was extremely powerful. What makes a great psychological anime is something that can make you feel all these sorts of mixed emotions, just like the main character. Of course, the main character will have it worse, because the main character is most likely going insane, somewhat losing his mind, his or her, whoever the main character may be. And the viewer, even though we're not, of course, going insane, we still don't know exactly what to think. We're not too sure what to feel, what could happen next. It's just toiling with our minds. And that's exactly what this episode did. So not just me, but a bunch of us. Just amazing. Amazing. I love psychological anime so much. And this episode, man. Great example. A fantastic example of grade A psychological. A plethora of scenes in this episode were impactful. Extremely impactful. The first one being the first 5 minutes of the episode with Subaru and Rem. How Rem was attacking Subaru, and she said that she did this on her own accord because Subaru seemed suspicious. So she was just asking him all these questions and things like that. Even tore off his leg and repaired it just to torture him some more with this whole interrogating thing. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, Subaru, he really cares for Rem. He cares for both Rem and Ram, which I'll get to that later in the review. So he was just feeling so much pain. He's just like, how? Like, he ran away from Rem because he just didn't want to hear it anymore. He couldn't believe it, so he ran. And of course, he failed. And he kept on trying to convince Rem that he just doesn't know anything. He just wants to see Amelia smile and everything. But then Rem, she just like, no, I'm not gonna have that, and continues to torture him some more. And the voice acting during that scene, man. No, the voice acting throughout the entire episode. We need to give, like, a huge check, alright, to the voice actors of Rem, Ram, and Subaru. Just, oh my goodness. The voice acting this episode. Ooh, that's another thing that can really make a psychological anime, is the feeling of a breakdown. When you truly hear it, when you truly hear the trembling in someone's voice, that can really get to you. The best example of that is Welcome to the NHK. I know a lot of you guys, you know what scene I'm talking about. You know, in the middle of this series, you know. Job well done to the voice actors for also making me have all these feelings, man, because it really got to me, and I'm happy that it did. The message got across. Even at the end of the episode, when Subaru said that scream filled with hatred, her cries, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it was. Exactly. It's engraved into my mind now, so just fantastic casting. So then Subaru dies once again and wakes up, goes crazy once again, and confides in Betty. And as you guys know, I haven't really been liking Betty for the past 4 episodes or so. I'm not gonna lie, Betty in this episode, I don't like her character, but I really do like her resolve, if that makes sense. I really like her morals. Her morals are straight, and it's something that I can agree with. But, you know, the whole, I guess, somewhat tsundere-ish attitude, like, her Her personality is not something I like, but I do like her morals, if that makes sense. She made this contract with Subaru to protect him, and she totally stuck with that. It's strange that she actually agreed to it in the first place, but I don't know, I guess I have respect for Betty. Still kinda don't like you, but it's only kinda. I kinda don't like you, Betty. Also, Subaru was trying to tell Amelia that he has died a bunch of times, but then this fear got up in him, and it choked him. Fear. He didn't want to remember that at all. It's really tearing him apart. So he decided not to tell her. And then Betty came in. That's when Betty came in, and she said that she smelled the jealous witch on him. Then for the next couple of days, time flies as Subaru spends his days with Betty inside that whole library thing. I don't really know what to call it exactly. It's in its own world, but he spends time with Betty in the library, completely knows the language now, can totally read and write. And then you hear this blood-curdling scream. And we see that Rem died. So you remember a couple episodes back when everyone was saying how Subaru probably was poisoned in his sleep. It seems that this might have just been it. Only it wasn't Rem that put on the curse. You see, it wasn't a poison kind of thing. It was a curse. A curse to kill one in their sleep. And that's what was supposed to happen to Subaru, a couple of other times. Remember how last week I was saying how he wasn't throwing up and I didn't understand why? Well, now I know why. It's because Rem wasn't the only one apart in, trying to kill Subaru. She wasn't the only one. So now we either have an outside party or Roswaal has a hand in this because he's the only other suspicious guy. Because we saw Ram, she was going, she was going ham on everyone. You see, this scene right here, I loved how it was done. I loved how it was done so much. Because Subaru, he was about to make a run for it. Everyone has chosen their sides. So when he was about to make a run for it, you just saw everyone slowly turn, about to use their magic. The directing in that scene. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. Great move. You just saw everyone's rage. They were about to go in to either kill Subaru or to protect Subaru. So that whole scene there, so good. Fantastic. I loved it. And then he runs. He runs for dear life and is about to commit suicide, but he couldn't. So Betty shows up, willing to continue to keep up their contract, and says, listen, I'll protect you. Let's just leave this domain. We'll go somewhere else. And Subaru, what he chooses to do. Subaru had a really big decision to make. But the decision should have been obvious, right? To leave. The other people at the mansion, they were going to kill him. And everyone was turning on each other. But he decides that, no. He's gonna live his life the way that he wants to live it. And he's not gonna live it just for himself. He wants to make sure everyone in the mansion gets a happy ending. Because he really cares for Rem and Ram. And seeing Ram like that really pained him. Therefore, Subaru decides to kill himself so that he can get the happy ending. Not just for himself, but for everyone in the mansion. Oh my goodness. This is just too much for one episode. Too much for one episode, man. I gotta say this right now. I gotta get this off my chest. I really do. ReZero. You guys know that it's been my personal favorite of the season, but I now have to say, it's the best of the season. I know Boku no Hero Academia fans, of manga readers and stuff, they're gonna be pissed, but that's just me, guys. ReZero, The writing, directing, the voice acting, the soundtrack. Oh my goodness, the soundtrack. Everything this is in this episode. Honestly, can this win like a bunch of awards? Please? I cannot believe that this is going to be too core. I don't specifically remember if it's like, if the second part is airing in the fall or if it's going to continue airing throughout the summer, but we still have like a long way to go. So you realize this is only the beginning of Subaru's breakdowns? There's still so much more to go. Like, you just saw him in this episode. He had so much fear. Just staying in the library with Betty, and time flew. He didn't even realize that it was already the 4th day. You just said so overcome with fear, man. Bruh. But I'm really happy that I feel this way. Because it shows you that the people working on this anime is doing their job. They're doing their job real good. Well, I guess you can call this an 11 out of 10 episode. And, well, that's pretty much all I have to say. So tell me your overall thoughts of this episode. Like, everything. Just tell me everything. Even if it's a long paragraph, I read your long paragraph comments. It's okay. You can leave me a long paragraph. You can leave me, like, multiple comments. It is A-okay. I just have to know, absolutely have to know, how you guys feel about this episode. So, catch me tomorrow as I upload a top 10 video, Tuesday as I upload a vlog, and Wednesday as I upload a review for Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm your female otaku, sayonara.